Good morning. As you can see, we're out in the smoke. It's pretty nasty out here in California. That's what we got. Wanted to get on to episode 2 of Cross Fixins, where we're gonna help you get your cross fix on and improvise on the 2020 cyclocross season. Yeah, this series won't be a must follow, right, through all the steps, but I wanted to sort of almost think of it as like the whole season, where we're starting at the beginning and then next step and next step and next step leading up to the races, and then once we're in the season. But you can always, watch episode 1, 5, 3, 7, who knows. I don't even know how many episodes there will be before the season comes. We're working on the basics, the fundamentals. Just like with normal cycling, you'd have your base block, right, where everybody wants to ride long, ride slow, get the legs turning, and effectively like build those fundamentals. We're gonna do the same thing here with off the bike stuff, because this is where cross is specific. As much as I don't like to get on my feet, and as much as I want to make sure that I can hop everything and ride up everything, I also know that it's a must, and especially in those longer deep winter races with those longer runs and all that, we want to make sure that we've got our good legs below us and stability going, and all of our on-foot skills super sharp, right? We want to make sure that we're not the guy from the Joey's Okay video because he didn't have his footwork right, didn't have his skills right, didn't have his fundamentals right. So today, episode 2 is going to be all about off the bike skills stuff and ways to sort of fancy footwork. As with everything that'll be going forward in this series, it's all going to be not me coaching you, okay? I'm not a coach, I'm not a certified person of any knowledge in that respects. It's strictly just ways that you could piece them together, get creative with what you have and what you want to do. So I'm not implementing a training program here. I'm not a coach. As I said in the episode 1 or even before the series, I have been starting to get into running, but in previous years and other things, I haven't been into running, so I have been jumping rope. This is good. Gets our footwork going. Usually do about 5 minutes of it straight through to get some warm up going, and then dive into the rest of it. But jumping rope, you can alternate normal jump, single foot, kind of get some running steps going. Because think about you in a cross race and the way that you got to move and jump and the way you're running and staggering and having to catch your foot. You slip, re-grab, right? We don't want to slip and then immediately go down. If we've got the quick footwork and the quick motor senses, we'd be able to slip, grab our foot, keep going, keep sort of trudging up the hill. So this is all going to help build those scenarios. So let's get some warm up. Next up, we're going to do skip. We're going to be skipping, right? And you're thinking this is not going to be a thing, but skipping actually is super good, because what it does is it starts those fundamentals and it's going to start to build up to what we would do in a full run. It does build that motor function at a low, easy key level. Then we would integrate in some skips for height. And you're going to want to do these in sessions, right? So you'd want to skip for 20 seconds and take a break, skip for 20 seconds, take a break. Then we'd integrate skips for height. We're going to use our plant foot to then build an explosive motion to get off the ground and to literally skip as high as possible, pick up our knee, and get that explosiveness out of our running, out of that planting foot, so that when we get on foot in a cross race, we're quick with our feet. You could be super fit pedaling and super efficient pedaling, but then they get to the cross race and it's almost like there's this window of time where they're just hoping to get back onto their bike and to sort of get through to the next period of time where you're racing, until you get next period of time where you're pedaling, or until you get to the next obstacle. It's like, oh, okay, I gotta get off my bike now. I just can't wait to get back on my bike and make up whatever time I may have lost, versus looking at that and be like, you know what? I'm gonna use this to be as fast off the bike as I am on the bike. And if you're super diligent and deliberate with the actions that you're doing out here, it's gonna be for the better. Good posture, good engagement, good motion. Focus on it, and it's gonna have a way better result versus just kind of going through the motions. that's 2 pieces that you've got that are gonna work on footwork. Then we're gonna introduce 2 styles of strength. We're gonna do a lunge, a forward walking lunge, and we're gonna introduce a vertical, another explosive, a vertical forward hop, okay? So we're gonna basically just, as we walk, we're gonna keep our hands on hips, we're gonna take a pop, take a pop, and then we're gonna be able to actually take our forward lunge and lunge forward. This is the hardest one for me. This builds explosiveness, works a lot of muscles that aren't necessarily always in the cycling routine, the front end of your hips and your core. Usually when I do these, when I'm first getting started, I am super sore the next day. Just a lot of aggressive motion. You plant, you get your stability back, you do it again, and you plant, you get your stability back. So be careful with this one. Take it slow. Don't blame me if you're sore the next day. Both of these, I would start with a single set. I'm on a basketball court, if you haven't noticed. Half a basketball court. That's gonna be enough to sort of make it burn. So start with a single, then work it up from there. Now the power explosive fronts, I'm gonna go to that end, work ourselves this way.
We grow, we go, but in the middle.
Between each one of these, make sure you walk it off too. Don't go back to back to back to back. Do it, take a little walk, do it, take a little walk. Once we're done with this, integrate it into a circuit. Okay, so the last step to put all the pieces together, gonna be a circuit of all 4 items, and I would probably do 3 to 4 sets of this. Now this is not all in the same day. This is working up, you know, over a weeks of training. First, do them all, do them in your driveway, do them on a basketball court like this. Just do it. Step 1, do the skips, walk it off. 2, do the skips for height, walk it off. 3, do the lunges, walk it off. 4, do the forward jumps, walk it off. Simple, work up. And then you get to do 2, 3, 4 sets of them, then introduce into a full circuit, and the full circuit's gonna be like this. We're looking at 25 yards between each one, each corner, okay? So it's gonna go all the way around 4 times. We're gonna walk, we're gonna skip the first one. We're gonna do our warm up, we're gonna skip, normal skip to this corner. We're gonna sprint to the next corner. We're gonna skip for height. We're gonna walk. Once we get to here, that's 1 time around. Next up, we're going to lunge, walk to this corner, lunge to the far side. We're gonna walk to the far corner. We're gonna then forward jump to here and sprint to finish it out. Let's go. Get you fired up, get you tired, and then I'd probably do 3 to 4 of these once you get up to that point. On the skips, go through the motions. That's a fundamental workout, okay? fundamental motion. Walk, run, skip for height. That's building a little bit of strength, but still that finesse footwork. Get through it. On the lunges, make sure you're slow and deliberate with each motion. Don't allow yourself to get the sort of wobble once you get down. Engage the core, engage the legs, get that stability. That's gonna help you once you're in a scenario where you sort of have to like almost do this side step when you're running. That's gonna help with all of those things on a race course. Then get to the sprints, push it through, run through the entire thing, and then those forward leg jumps, get that landing stability, that planted motion. That's gonna help when you're getting off the bike, and you almost have to hit the brakes when you're on foot coming off the bike. You want that stability, legs, knees, hips, all that kind of stuff. Let me know below what else you guys are doing, ways that you're mixing it up. I'd be really curious. I'd love to see what your thoughts are and what ways or new ideas you're coming up with. Hit me up. I might want to introduce it into my stuff too. I am by no means an expert on all of this stuff, and I'm always looking to learn. So that's a wrap. Cross Fixins episode 2, helping you guys get your cross fix this year without cross racing. Over and out. Peace.